The narrative of American politics is often framed by the actions of its prominent figures. Behind all of Obama's corruption, from Fast and Furious, the targeting of conservatives by the IRS, the Benghazi cover-up, the NSA's mass surveillance of American citizens, ransom paid to Iran, Hillary's emails, and Spygate, to name a few, is a name they don't want you to know: Valerie Jarrett. Jarrett's rise to prominence was not merely a product of political maneuvering, it was the culmination of decades spent cultivating alliances and weaving a web of influence that extended far beyond the confines of the White House. From her early days in Chicago politics to her tenure as a senior advisor in the Obama administration, Jarrett's reach knows no bounds. In 2017, Valerie Jarrett moved into the Obama's $5.3 million home in D.C. with Barack and Michelle, 2 miles from the Trump White House. Obama has said he consulted Jarrett on every major decision, from White House staffing to virtual veto power over foreign policy decisions, including with countries like Iran, where she was born, something his former aides corroborate. Obama's former communications director, Anita Dunn, has said her role since she's been at the White House is one of the broadest and most expansive roles that I think has ever existed in the West Wing. She has placed friends and former employees in important decisions across the Obama administration, which has also extended into the Biden administration. But how did Valerie gain such influence? Valerie has quite the resume. Jarrett got her start in Chicago politics in 1987, working for Mayor Harold Washington. She then went on to serving as commissioner of the Department of Planning, and she was chairwoman of the Chicago Transit Authority. Jarrett was the CEO of the Habitat Company, a member of the board of the Chicago Stock Exchange, a member of the board of trustees of the University of Chicago Medical Center, and a trustee of the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago. She currently serves on the board of directors of USG Corporation, Ariel Investments, 1 Million Black Women, 2U Inc., Lyft, Walgreens Boot Alliance, Ralph Lauren, Sweet Green, The Innocence Project, Sesame Street Workshop, the Economic Club of Chicago, Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts, Civic Nation, Chair of the United States of Women, Chair of When We All Vote, is the CEO of the Obama Foundation, and is also a senior advisor for a company named ATTN, who raised millions of dollars to push content about social issues to influence the youth of America via social media platforms like Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And these are the ones that are searchable that I could fit into this short video. With so much influence over so many organizations, was she a master of shaping public opinion? Leveraging her connections to media organizations and social media platforms to shape the narrative in favor of the Obama administration? Does she continue to do so today? With a vast network of allies and operatives at her disposal, could she control the flow of information and manipulate public perception to suit her own needs? What are Jarrett's intentions? Did she harbor a deep-seated animosity towards America, as some may have suggested? A closer examination of her history reveals a tangled web of associations and affiliations that hint at a more sinister agenda. Valerie was born in 1956 in Iran, where her father was studying genetic diseases. Lengthy FBI files reveal that her father, James Edward Bowman, had extensive ties to communist associations and individuals like Ames, which was widely known for their anti-American, pro-communist agenda. James Bowman was also named in the files with Robert Taylor, who happens to be the maternal grandfather of Valerie Jarrett, and for their mutual connection to paid Soviet agent Alfred Stern, who fled to Prague after getting charged with espionage. Her mother, Barbara Taylor, co-founded a Chicago-based graduate school known as the Erickson Institute, along with Tom Ayers, the father of terrorist and lifelong Marxist Bill Ayers. Her maternal grandmother, Dorothy Taylor, was an activist with Planned Parenthood in its early years, along with Margaret Sanger, who created the so-called Negro Project, specifically to prevent Black people from breeding. Her husband, William Robert Jarrett, was the son of Chicago columnist Vernon Jarrett, who appeared on the FBI's security index and was assigned to write propaganda for a Communist Party front group in Chicago, and was a close ally with known communist and mentor to Obama, Frank Marshall Davis. It is no wonder that her daughter, Laura Jarrett, who became a lawyer, suddenly decided in her 30s she was going to work in media and signed on with CNN with no background in journalism to help lead the charge in the setup and takedown of Trump in 2016. How much power is too much for any individual to wield within government? How does Jarrett's past, with its ties to communist organizations and individuals, influence her actions and motivations? In the end, the story of Valerie Jarrett is a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power and influence, and serves as a stark reminder that behind every political figure lies a network of allies and operatives whose true intentions may remain hidden from public view. Thanks for listening.